guys, and welcome to this video. In this video I'm going to be telling you how to create design brief. And what exactly is a design brief? Of course, this is not a general topic you will just hear anywhere, but I really feel I shouldn't hide anything from you and I should tell you what it is. And though this is more of theory, it is very important for you in your design journey. So simply put, I don't need to have very complex definition. Simply put, it's just that documentation or just that writing that you want to put in place when you have a design job at hand. And it just helps you to put together all the processes you would have to go through from how where you want to start your design to how you're going to end that design. So I'm going to tell you the basic things that should be in your design brief. Out of all the very great reasons why you should have a design brief, two things are really important and comes home for me. And the first is that it helps you to have direction. You know where you are going. One thing that makes people spend a lot of time on design is because they don't even know where they are going. They don't even know what they want to do. They're just like, okay, let me try to use this color, let me try to use this shape, because they do not have the proper things in place. The second thing is for efficiency. Once you know where you are going, it just helps you to be efficient, and overall it helps you to have a very good and punchy result, unlike someone who just didn't care about this process. So what exactly should your design brief contain? So I want to believe that by now you started working for people, and okay, so assuming somebody gave you a work to do, say design this thing for me. So the first thing you want to have in your design brief is know the business. So you want to know the business, what's the person selling, what kind of industry are they, understand the industry. It helps you, what that helps you to do is helps you to understand how things are being done here, how these people communicate. In the tech industry, the way they communicate is different from the way the people in the fashion industry communicate. It's different from the way people in the building industry communicate. These are different industries, and when you understand how these people work and operate, you can understand how, as a graphic designer, you want to use your graphic design to communicate to their audience. Because the audience of these industries are different, you don't just want to believe that, oh, I can make designs, let me just make anything. So know the industry. You might feel like this is going to take you time, but it's good if it takes you time and you have a very great result. So understand the business, ask your client questions, understand the business itself. Then you want to understand the industry, you want to understand how things play out there. All this information are going to eventually have effect on your design. The second important thing is know the audience. This is very important. I've mentioned it a number of times in this course that the audience are the major people, because your design is about communication and the people you are communicating to are the audience. So if they don't see it the same way you see it, people ignore designs when you don't put them into it. It's not like an intentional act, but if they can't see themselves in your design, they'll probably ignore it. So you really want to know the audience, and you might want to start with basic things such as demographics, what's their age, what's the gender of those people. The kind of design you make for kids are different from the kind of designs you make for that will attract teenagers, are different from the kind of design that will attract the aged people. Not these demographics. You want to also know what are their perceptions, what are their needs, how do they think. Okay, so people in the fashion industry have a way they think, there's a way they design, there's a way you make a design that attract them. People in the real estate industry have a way that you attract them. So understand your audience. You might really want to create a customer or audience avatar or audience persona. What that means is you can ask your client for information about their audience to help you create a persona. What does a persona mean? I'm taking you deeper, right? It just helps you to put your audience into perspective. Say for example, my audience is a mother of four that has a 9 to 5 job, like something very personal about them that you want to write about. So that helps you to know, okay, how does this person think? Probably somebody that has a 9 to 5 job, that's a mother of four, is going to be tired in the evening. Okay, that person is going to probably be cooking once they're back from work. So those things help you to think about who your audience are and how do you think you can communicate with them. If your audience is one kind of busy person, then you must know that something more must come into your design to let them look at your design. That's just by the way. So really know your audience, do everything within your capacity to know your audience. The third thing I'm going to mention is competitors analysis. I do this quite a number of things for a lot of reasons. Competitors analysis help you. It helps you to see what are other people doing, especially people that are successful, people that are making waves, people that are doing good. You want to see what they are doing, why people are really going after them. And then you want to see the loops, the gaps, the things they are not doing well, which helps you to know how you can improve. Also, it helps you when you do competition analysis, maybe you do like analysis on about 10 of your competitors, you begin to notice some differences in them, and it helps you to see the uniqueness of the client or the business you're trying to work for. So competitors analysis is very, very important if you are doing anything, especially also in graphic design. And I can relate this to the things I tell my students, like make research. If you want to do any design, make research, have like inspiration designs that you are using, not because you want to replicate the exact thing that you are doing, but because it helps you, it gives you ideas of what these people are doing. So you don't want to just reinvent a different wheel that people are not used to. Okay, so that is very important. And then the fourth thing I would love to say is that you set a goal. Every design must be solving a problem. So you want to really face the problem head on. What problem are we trying to solve with this? For example, I'm trying to use this design to communicate to people about mental awareness. I'm trying to use this design to communicate to people about sales. It's a problem you're trying to solve. So once you see it like that, you understand that you need to set goals on how your design is supposed to go, how it's supposed to be, colors you're supposed to use, elements you're supposed to use, images you're supposed to use. So set a goal. The biggest thing is you want to solve a problem. So not a problem your client is trying to solve with that graphic design. If they are trying to make a logo, they're trying to solve a problem, because yes, the logo is a representation of the brand. So what problem is the brand trying to solve? So this is very important. Another thing you want to do is of course create a budget. So once you see everything you would need, for example, certain times when people are doing pricing, they just price because they just say, okay, let me just price, without even having a design brief, no, knowing the things they will need. For example, if you figure out while you are drawing out your design brief that you will need to buy a particular font that you want to use. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that you buy font. There are font that you don't just see anywhere and you really want to use that for that particular brand. You might have to buy it. So if you did not carry out all these that I'm talking to you about, and you eventually have to buy that font, two things are going to happen. It's either eventually you don't buy the font and then you just use something shabby and you don't really get the result you're driving at, or you eventually use your own money to buy it, or maybe the entire money and you don't get a profit on it. So if you carry out all of these things, maybe you're going to buy a texture, you're going to buy any element. There are elements you have to buy. Okay, maybe you have to purchase that so that you can infuse it into your budget, and okay, this is the amount it's going to cost me. Maybe you need to do a mock-up for them, and the mock-up is not a general one that you can see anywhere. You have to purchase it. So you have to create that brief so that you can tender it to your client and say, okay, so this is the entire design brief. And even if you don't feel like tendering it to your clients, you at least know the things that are expected of you and how to give them a very great job. And if you really present it to your client, they are going to know that, okay, this person knows what he's doing. And so you can put out your budget in it and say, okay, this is why your price is like this. In case you don't want it that way, no problem. But if I will need to do it this way that I want to do it, your price will be this way. Okay, so I really do think that this video is going to help you and help you to move on in your journey as a great graphic designer. If you will really put this into action on each of your designs, it's going to get easier as you progress, and then you're going to really find it easy. So if you've done like something like this for a particular industry, it will be easier for you to do it for the same industry the next time they come to patronize you. This is going to be the end of this video, and I'm going to see you right in the next video. Bye.